So, month 4 of Drawbox, starting to think of the volume of 3D organic shapes and working on textures and all kinds of progress, right? Not exactly. This has been an absolutely crazy month for me, and basically none of it has had anything to do with Drawbox. I'll tell you all about it. The month started off pretty decently. I got back into doing assignments, really enjoying having something a lot shorter to tackle than the 250 box challenge. I was doing the various sausage shapes, adding the contour lines, making headway with all that good stuff, but then, out of absolutely nowhere, I wake up to a job offer in my inbox. It turns out to be basically double my previous salary, plus it's union work, so it has various other benefits, and there's no end in sight for the work. It felt like I had basically just won a smaller version of the lottery, and now I was set for life. So all sorts of questions were just swimming through my head. Things like, do I still want to live where I am now? Maybe I want to get a house in a nicer area. I can afford to do more things with friends out of town now. Maybe I want to start doing more of that. I'm not trying to brag, but with all of this money just suddenly falling in my lap, I just felt like my life was filled with possibilities, and I couldn't think of anything else for several days. My waking hours were filled with just calculations and budgeting, fantasizing, researching charities to give back, looking into house listings, just too much going on to focus on drawing. And I decided it was best to just accept that and just let myself work through these wild emotions. So, for several days, that's what I did. By the time I was feeling more back to normal, I was just a few days away from going out of town to do line entertainment at PAX, so I didn't really feel like it was worthwhile to get started back up just before leaving town for a long weekend, and, well, that's because while some amount of this putting things off was about not being in the right headspace, the second, more secret reason was that I was about to start having to draw textures, and I was super intimidated by the idea. Like, even when I got back from PAX, I would do Drawbox homework, but instead of doing anything new, I kept feeling like I should do old assignments instead. I kept looking backward, like I just wanted to do better than I had done before, and that's not a complete waste of time, but the reality was just that textures were scaring me. I felt sure that mine were going to look horrendous, and I didn't want to make that officially true by trying. Now, eventually, I acknowledged these feelings and I reminded myself that it's okay for them to look terrible, but I had to finally try. And actually, I was pretty pleased with how they turned out when I finally did them. They were kind of fun, honestly. I was looking forward to doing more of them, but then the final big surprise of the month happened. Jury duty! I wound up serving on a case that lasted a couple of weeks, and it was, well, I'll just say this. The charges were kidnapping with the intent of robbery, attempted murder, torture, aggravated mayhem, and kidnapping with the intent of ransom. So, not exactly some boring case about tax law, more like an episode of Breaking Bad. The problem is that wonderful new job I got at the beginning of the month, it's a night shift. I work from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. Every day of jury duty required me to be at the courthouse at 10:30 in the morning. Maybe you see the problem. So I would caffeinate myself when I woke up, go to court, try to sneak in some sleep during the lunch break, finish out the afternoon, come home, try to get a couple more hours of sleep, then do a full day of work at my actual job before, going to bed, getting a couple more hours, and starting the whole cycle all over again. So I had very little time and energy this month to do any amount of drawing. And by the time the court case was over, it was basically time to do this video. So, here's the deal. I did do some amount of work during this month, and I did some 50% work, some things I could show you, but honestly, I don't think it's really worthwhile to make a video about that little amount of work I did. I think it's a better idea to just wait and lump it all together with the next video. The big challenge going ahead is that now that I've spent so much time not doing Drawbox, now that I've completely broken all of my good habits, it's going to be all the more important that I get back into good habits. No more excuses. I need to be hard on myself, get back into the habit of first thing in the morning when I wake up, I do Drawbox. Otherwise, this could easily become the type of thing that I just stop doing. And I don't want that to happen. So, I'll let you know how this all shook out next month, and I hope your individual journeys have been a lot less interrupted by the outside world than mine have been. But, you know, I'll see you in a month.